Alrighty, New Kingdom. Lots of draw. Rice Broker, Cultist, Captain, Sybil from the Augur's pile. Mountain Shrine, what something's in the trash. Warrior from the page line is draw. For villages, in the short term, there's Blessed Village and Captain can be a village. Eventually, you get Champion and you get Infinite Villages. This definitely goes big places later on, especially with Outpost around. Plus buy looks fairly limited, actually. You should be careful about that. There's probably plus buy in the ruins pile because cultist is around, and 1/5 of the ruins are ruined market. You might need to grab herb gatherer sooner rather than later, unless you want to play with ruined market, because I don't think herb gatherer looks great here otherwise, but it's the only plus buy card. You take it and then rotate it away, and your opponent might just be sitting there with that plus buy for a bit. That's going to be a difficult dilemma because you don't really need plus buy here for a while. There's a lot of expensive stuff. Like if I could stop this pile from rotating, I think you don't click plus buy for a very long time here. There's plenty of expensive stuff to click. Eventually, you buy Captain for a 6 and it can play there together. The denial element, I think, is pretty real. And then trashing, Rice Broker, Mountain Shrine, looks like more than enough. So King's got most things in spades. I think plus buy is the awkward situation. Ruined market is notably not on top. I'm going to take a page and see what Hakha does. I'm kind of leaning towards taking Herb Gatherer immediately. A little bit of a risky move. Like if you find Herb Gatherer plus Page turn 3, that's beautiful because you can discard, or you have to discard your whole deck if you play this, and then you can see the page immediately as soon as turn 4. Hakha goes for the Mountain Shrine. How bad would it be to play this game without plus buy? I think it'd be pretty bad, right? Normally with a looter like Cultist, if you need plus buy, you can take Cultists and then play Cultist and give your opponent the ruins until Ruin Market shows up, and then you stop playing Cultist and buy the Ruin Market and you get first dibs at it. With Captain, not Captain, with Champion around, that might be a reliable way to get plus buy because Hakha might not be able to junk me. What where I need to plus buy. But right now, my biggest dilemma is if I just buy Herb Gatherer immediately. Like, what if Hakha just buys Herb Gatherer turn 3, for example, before I get a chance to rotate it? And then yeah, I think that's a good enough argument for delaying Herb Gather, which is there's at minimum a turn of delay between you buy Herb Gather and you rotate the file. This is a dangerous, not it's that dangerous. I buy Herb Gather turn 2. Hakka can buy Herb Gather turn 3, maybe even turn 4, and get it into his deck in time before I get a chance to rotate the pile. And the upside of delaying it there is Hakka's first reshuffle is going to have a Mountain Shrine in it, which is a great card to have early. My first reshuffle is going to have an Herb Gatherer, which is a situational card at best, which I think is a pretty good argument for delaying it. If your opponent takes it early, you can just take it one shuffle later, still be fine. Yeah, okay, so Hakka has made the move. That's actually mildly annoying because I've hit 5 here, but I think I just need to put Herb Gatherer to get that into my deck before she goes away. I expect to just buy Blessed Village here. There's a number of boons that could be helpful. Uh, Eventually, I won't need villages at all, but you end up running into some terminal problems a lot of the time in these intermediate turns before you get to champion, where you're trying to play warrior, but also other stuff of value. And villages can be helpful in the interim. You can always sacrifice it to Rice Broker later as well for a lot of cards. That has the same idea. What do I get? 2 silvers. Oh, yeah. Sad. Do I want that now or next turn? What are my bottom 8 cards? I've got Mountain Shrine and Infirm Gatherer down there. I take that next. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking about this wrong anyway. Obviously take it next turn. In my head, I was thinking about that as like next turn or 2 turns from now. But there's no reason to take it immediately. I'll probably take Defiled Shrine here if it's still around. I think a very relevant consideration for Shrine is can you buy it with an extra buy? Like even 9 or 10 victory points is not enough to convince me to skip out on buying a 6 cost card. So here I'll have 2 buys. So if I could buy Captain for 6 and then buy the Curse for 0, I think I'd be willing to take a 10-point Curse for 0 if it still exists. Taka's in a similar situation with plus buy, so he might snatch it here as well. Captain Curse looks reasonable. I could also see him buying something like Rice Broker and Mountain Shrine or Rice Broker and another page. If he gets it, it's not the end of the world, I don't think. It's a decent chunk of points, but this is a strong kingdom. Unfortunately, I will not get to play my Mountain Shrine with Shuffle. It's down to the bottom three and it's about to get pitched. This is still not a bad turn. I'm hitting six, and Captain looks like quite a good card here. Yeah, Haka wants to. Oops, I forgot about you. Wins gift. Well, now let me reconsider, actually. Bottom card is Mountain Shrine. I think I'd rather do it this way. Five is a good enough number, and this comes with an estate trash, which seems better. I don't need the plus buy anymore. And I'll take a rice broker. Oh, this is active. Didn't notice that detail. Happy about that. What else does progress affect here? Progress tends to make it risky to try to score a bunch because if you buy three provinces, for example, we just brick your next turn because all the provinces are immediately on top. So that really punishes the middle ground strategies that score two or three provinces or two or three duchies a turn. You either want to buy a province and then also top deck some stuff that draws cards, or you just want to green all in the final turn and then not care about what you top decked. That guy goes with a forum. Interesting. Is that better than a second rice broker? Maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, Hakha. Look, I didn't mean to do that. This is just one of the great injustices of the world. Warriors can trash warriors. I think I'd rather play the Herb Gatherer here. I think those bottom six cards are mostly bad, right? Get them out of there. Yeah, that's garbage. I'll leave the Collide on top. And take me a captain. Probably a captain, right? I'm considering just like double expedition to make sure I find the hero expediently. No, I think I prefer captain. I have slightly too many terminals in the deck, and so captain playing Blessed Village looks quite good. I get the top ticket. Ooh, there's an action in the trash now, which could be a good case for a second mountain shrine. I think about that. Captain is a village, Blessed Village is a village. Lets me play three terminals, a warrior, two mountain shrines. I wouldn't be able to play the herb gather. Kind of like the idea of taking a second mountain shrine. Something's not getting played here, but I think I can live with that. Yeah, I don't really need the plus buy from herb gather this turn. I'm in five debt. I'm lucky I buy one thing. The thing I really need to find is just the second blessed village. Because I really want to play the mountain shrines and the hero. Losing warriors, pretty big deal. I don't think Haka had a second one going up the line. The treasure hunter is in my deck. The warriors in the trash. The heroes in my deck. Yeah, I don't think Haka had a backup page. Which I don't even remember when I got my page. The page. What was the open with the first one? I took another one turn three. Okay. I don't think I thought about it very much. I don't even recall making this decision, but I think it was a pretty reasonable decision that I made. Not necessarily because you're playing on word being trashed, although that can be a case for a second page. Obviously, this doesn't happen every game. This is just an unfortunate occurrence. But thinking about it, this game is a little bit lacking in payload, like just the thing your deck ultimately does once you've drawn everything. And I think a second page going up the line to hero to gain golds actually looks like a decent source of payload here, given the lack of alternatives. All right, Blessed Village, where art thou? Oh no. Herb Gather risks. Well, Herb Gather definitely pitches the hero. Play this one and risk drawing it dead. Nope, just my village. Okie dokie. One more page or an expedition. Yeah, I think a second page is all right. Hawkeye's got an outpost already. I should do one of those. Yeah, I definitely need an outpost now. I'm not mind taking more than one turn each turn. What's my captain doing here? I think it plays a Blessed Village. It's either Blessed Village or Poacher. Poacher comes with one more money. I think the scenarios where I draw some terminal draw off the top, like Mountain Shrine, and need the actions, are more plausible than the scenarios where the plus one extra coin makes a difference. I've already got more than enough money to buy Outpost. Coins only really matters if I hit 10 for Forum plus Outpost, or if I find my Herb Gather, which probably assumes I played a bunch of plus buy anyway. I'll take the safer route and just play a Blessed Village. Yeah, you're not that ahead. Hakka's deck seems more together. Not sure where I fell behind in that regard. Maybe I just didn't play my Mountain Shrine quite as much early. I think I played it reasonably often. He seems a lot more thin than I am, unless I'm imagining that. Is my bottom card a Rice Broker? No, I think I played my Rice Broker. Yeah, I played my Rice Broker. Yeah, I'm gonna revise my estimate. I'm not actually sure that I'm ahead. The Threshing Warrior thing's a pretty big deal, but otherwise, Hakka's deck just based on that turn kind of looked more together. Okay. This Treasure Hunter might be a bit of a risky play, huh? How many cards did Hakka gain last turn? Captain, Mountain Shrine. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's not so bad. Okay, so bottom five have Rice Broker, Blessed Village, 1 copper, and I don't really know what else to be honest. I think I'd rather just play the Treasure Hunter now. It'll protect the silvers, and then I'll draw them right back off the top. Oh, there's an Herb Gather down there. Let me make sure I hit 10 here. This hits, yeah, this easily hits 10 and never hits 15, regardless of whether I trash or not. Right? It does hit 15 if not trash, right? 5 already, plus 6 in hand, plus 2 silvers that I'll draw. Okay, I think that's a persuasive case for not trashing then. I can take double Forum and an Outpost. Don't love top decking Outpost or gold, but that's fine with 2 Forums on there as well. So I don't think Hakka has taken a second page. Looks like his plan is just going to be to play without champion. You have to take villages here, but that's not the end of the world. Like, this is not a kingdom where it's get to champion or bust. There's certainly kingdoms like that where you have tons of terminal draw, minimal or no villages, and you have to get to champion. And those are the kingdoms that I find most frustrating about the page and line cards, and doubly so when a warrior gets trashed. That's a pretty good set of top deck cards for Hakka. He didn't draw his deck or anything, but he got a captain down and an outpost. I should consider attack cards. Hakka is not going to be defended from that. Cultist, I don't think actually there's enough of an. Yeah, there's probably not enough attacks that matter here. Maybe, hmm, maybe Hero is actually the attack. Not Hero. Warrior is actually the attack. I was getting these pages, traditional heroes, that if Hakka is reliant on blessed villages for villages, and oh, now he's got a page, undefended by champion, then I could play some number of pages, and those all buff the warrior attack, and I can play like 2 warriors, and then that just searches most of Hawkeye's deck and tracks all the 3 and 4 cost cards. I think hitting those plus villages could be annoying. Looks like he is trying to get to champion now, so maybe he'll be there before that matters. I don't think the junking attacks do enough, like Sorceress or Cultist. Actually, maybe they matter. Conceivably they could matter. Hawkeye has 3 mountain shrines, I believe, and you're playing these just for the draw and the coins anyway. Now that he's thin, they can just kind of freely trash whatever junk is in his hand. So Cultist and Sorceress are just like -1 card once, which is not a big deal. But potentially, if I could play a bunch of those in one turn, just top deck a load of garbage for Hawkeye, I can induce a dud. The junking hurts more with progress around. Hawkeye has gotten the second Defiled Shrine. I don't think the points on their own are a big problem here. It could matter. I You're giving up a little bit in terms of deck quality for the points, but it feels like Hawkeye's deck is still relatively under control despite having the points. So I think that could matter. It definitely means I've got to be more careful if clouds get low. Hawkeye has a natural points advantage here. I'm inclined to say this forum should die. I care a lot more about finding a bunch of good cards here, I think, than hello champion, than trashing 1 more copper. Yeah, now I can play everything that I want to. A gold, there's a treasure hunter and a warrior down there. Do I want to rotate? Probably not. Sorceress conceivably benefits me at some point and never benefits Hakha. I mean, he can rotate as well, so it's not a big deal either way. I'd love to find my treasure hunter first if I could. So probably I play a poacher here. Nope. Treasure hunter before warrior means get in and extra attack off the warrior. It's, all of the cards in the line except for champion have the traveler type. So champion won't buff your warriors, but all the other ones do. How bad is this treasure hunter gonna hurt? 1, 2. I think I can live with 2 silvers on top. I got a top deck a draw card of some sort. I need more plus buy actually. Maybe I'm actually gonna say the sorceress play was a mistake. Not because I wanted Sybil, because I could have re-rotated on the outpost turn and picked up some more herb gatherers, which I think I want right now. There's no way for me to rotate it twice in one turn. But taking a captain with intent to play the herb gather is a bit of a chicken and the egg problem. I just have to first get to herb gather before I could use captain to rotate the pile. And herb gather is the pile I'm trying to get to. Okay, so let's just put a form on top. And what else? Yeah, actually, I think not rotating that pile was a surprisingly big deal. I didn't think about it. I should have thought about it a little bit sooner. But like the thing my deck needs right now is plus buy. And I've now made it impossible for me to get to plus buy next turn. I would really like a third buy here. I can spend extra buys on forum, and that's fine. But sure would like 3 buys. So maybe I take 2 cultists here and then fish for ruined market. That's actually sounding kind of appealing. I'm gonna leave that as a warrior. Well, actually, wait, where's my treasure hunter? Did I play that? Yeah, I played that. It's already transitioned. Maybe I would prefer to take 2 pages here. New plan. Oops, I gotta go back one more. Maybe the goal of this turn, I'm 1 money short of doing 3 forums on page. I think the goal of this turn is actually just going to be try to trash as many of those plus villages as I can, which hopefully hurts. Captain playing page does not put a page in play for the purposes of warrior, so this wouldn't help me at all. So let's go ahead and play a poacher. By forum. Have I played all my pages? I think I played all my pages. I'll do this. Yeah, it's just a warrior down there. Don't rotate. I'll make it harder for Hakha to get to the card that he wants. Okay, got. Oh! The next one. That one's more predictable. At this stage of the game, you can expect me to attack you a lot more times. Alright, we got 1 blessed village. Trash the copper, I guess. And actions. 2 forms and 2 cultists. If Hakha nabs a bunch of whatchamacallums, gathers, I think is worst case scenario for me. I think my backup plan is going to be play cultist a bunch, and then if I reveal a ruined market, I can immediately play captain as the ruined market to get a third buy that turn. Pick up the ruined market, which seems like a nice play. Hmm. You know what I'm now realizing about that cultist plan of giving him ruins? Is he could just take some rice brokers. And then the ruins start to look perhaps a bit friendly. It looks like I don't know, he doesn't have ruins yet. I was about to say, why did he play his rice broker and just trash a copper? It's because I haven't actually given out ruins yet. But yeah, I think if you're Hawkeye here, you just buy another rice broker in anticipation of getting a bunch of ruins, and that kind of solves the problem. When I did end up getting the cultist, it was mainly for the plus buy reason, but the ruins attack is looking like a lot less of a hindrance now. I don't think it's a game losing issue or anything. Haka's deck is struggling with draw. I was hoping the attack could maybe slow him down. It looks like it won't. But it's not like the primary value of these cultists was the attack. Hakha takes another mountain shrine. Do you have enough villages to support that? Hakha, you don't have champion. I guess these captains. Okay, yeah. Captain is blessed village is like a double village effect. So certainly this turn he was going to have all the villages in the world, and I guess just wanted to draw. I could consider trying to empty the blessed village pile. Which I don't need the villages at all. That's probably too buy intensive for me to do anything useful with. But if I took the blessed villages, Captain can't play blessed village once the pile is empty. There's no card sitting there to play. Captain would still be at village every other turn. If you just played Captain as poacher twice, it'd be a cantrip turn you play it and a village the next turn. The Captain is blessed village is a village the turn you play it and a double village the next turn. 6 villages is a lot of villages to take. I can imagine scenarios where Hakha takes more blessed villages and the pile looks more viable to pile out. Although I imagine that Hakka probably leans just more on captains and less on blessed villages, given that it's just the much better version of the same thing, and also less risky because you're not learning the pile. But like, you have an extra 4 here. I think it is not unnatural to pick a blessed village. It's the card you want, and it comes with a boon. And if he does that 1 or 2 more times, the pile might be within reasonable pile out range. I'm starting to feel in the lead again. Maybe I was in the lead the whole time. Maybe I'm not in the lead. I think these warrior attacks are going to add up a good deal. All right, let's see. That's not a ruined market. Why is it asking Haka to do something? Oh, I see. Ruins triggers Defiled Shrine to move a victory point token, and it also triggers progress. It was asking Haka to order the effect of those, even though it doesn't matter. I'm assuming is why it prompted him for a decision there. That's also not ruined market. How many cards did Haka gain? Captain, Mountain Shrine. Yeah, this isn't going to be the worst treasure hunter in the world. I don't think. Uh, actually, I'm not sure what card I should have discarded there. I want to play the treasure hunters before the warrior, which is the reason not to discard those. I really don't want to miss the outpost, but even more so than I don't want to miss treasure hunter, so I got to keep that. Everything else is a draw card. So I think probably discarding treasure or herb gatherer is right, but it's also a card that I really want to make sure that I play here if at all possible. Um, yeah, I should find it here just fine. I think I'm probably killing the forum again just to make sure that happens. How many cards are down there? Yeah, I'm killing the forum for sure. Because not only is there a bunch of cards down there, but I'm about to add a bunch of silvers to my deck. Alrighty. I will play the Herb Gatherer last, I think, just to clear out the whatever's left. Die. Die. That didn't do much. Alright, I got a Blessed Village. We'll live with that. I should play Captain first if I Herb Gatherer first, and then play Captain, I'll trigger a shuffle unnecessarily. And I want, yes, rotate the pile. I'm going to remember to do that this time. I had way too much money. I don't think piling Blessed Villages looks very realistic as a game plan here. Forum is going to run out. Mountain Shrine's already low. Ruins could run low. By the time I'd be piling Blessed Village, it would just be ending the game anyway. What do I want now? Probably a bunch of captains. So when I have 12 money left, I can just take all of these. And then 2 captains. Keeping it on warrior, I believe. I could turn one. No, I don't need more treasures right now. I've got 1,000,000 silvers. Okay, this captain can just be a poacher. That was stupid. I emptied a pile. Why did I play it as a poacher? That was a dumb thing that I just did. Uh, oh boy. I might have caused problems for myself. I don't like discarding Herb Gather because I really want to find that card. Ooh, Hakka's plus buy. Yeah, he was going to be in dire straits because I also had to rotate the pile. If I drew my deck successfully, I would have rotated the pile and taken all the Herb Gatherers, and then Hakka would have been in some trouble there.